My name is Ryan, but here on the internet is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go with the silent. Show me good. Oh wait, I did silent last round. Whoops. Random rare card or remove a random rare card last time gave me adrenaline. I mean, I can't get that lucky again, can I? I can't. Let's go with the loose starting relic, random boss relic. Come on. Energy, 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 or black star. Boom! Oh, the specimen. Whenever an enemy dies, transfer any poison it has to a remaining enemy. That heavily incentivizes a specific poison build. Question mark. Yeah, this is definitely the path, unless I want to go on the hard left up here. Which I don't. There's a rest, question mark, rest, boss, question mark. Oh, that's such a good line! Only at the start here does this suck, because I've got 3 standard enemy battles, but after that, we are gold. Always believe in your soul. You have the power. You're indestructible. Always believe in you are gold. We're gold. This is what I was gonna... Yeah. Alright. That's the kill. Easy done. Come on and show me... Deadly poison. Bouncing flask. I'm gonna take pretty much all poison synergy cards, except for the one that sucks, which is crippling poison. 17 damage or 5 max HP. I'm gonna go with the 17 damage here. I don't want to dilute my deck with Cursed Injury, because I consider... like, the majority of cards that you start in a deck with, I consider those to already be pretty curse-y, right? So I want to remove those from my deck. I don't want to add something that I'm going to have to remove from my deck. Unfortunately, here, I have no choice. I actually just have to take 6 damage. Okay, my only choice is I use the Weakening Potion. It prevents 3 damage this turn, but the thing is, a Weakening Potion to prevent 3 damage is actually really low. And I was pretty sure I was going to be able to kill the rest of the Jawworm without taking any extra damage. Yeah. Triple block and then just wait 2 turns to kill. I'm also going to reactivate the Disable Confirmation when choosing 1 card. Because unless I have Tools for Trade, I'm actually fine to use that option. Tools for Trade is the one that makes me mess it up consistently because I'm a dumb, idiot, stupid moron. It's definitely Bane, because now I can apply poison to someone and then kill them and then have that poison apply to someone else. Okie dokie. Yes, this is the perfect opening. Completely defend myself as well as get that bouncing poison on there. Now I desperately want Snecko Skull in this build as well. That would be ridiculous. 12 incoming damage. Unfortunately... prevent 7 damage by drawing 4? Yeah. I'm actually going to use the draw there to prevent the extra damage because 7 damage for a single Swift Potion, that's pretty big this early on in the game. Boom. I'm going to let you die to the poison. That's the whole point of the run, right? Oh, by the way, the specimen, just in case I did not mention. Whenever an enemy dies, transfer any poison it has to a random enemy. And golden idol is just enemies drop 25% more gold. You can see 19 gold, and then we also get 5 from the golden idol. I actually don't think I take anything except for poison cards here. How many bosses am I going for? Going for 2 over the course of this entire thing? I don't think I need backstab. My whole thing is my first turn, I want to set up all of my poisons, and then I just want to watch them go. Obviously, on top of that, I'm going to want to be able to block, keep myself around for a while. I think it's Bouncing Flask and card removal. And then we just remove as many strikes as possible. We are going to need to start upgrading our defense. Oh! This sucks. This was, like, the worst case scenario. Anything else, like any other elite, would have been completely fine. But here, I'm actually just going to take a lot of damage. And unfortunately, there is very little I can do about that. I might actually have to rest at one of the upcoming camps. That's so terrifying, because I've got Bane and 2 Bouncing Flasks that need to be upgraded as soon as possible. 3 strikes will kill the sentry in the front line, and it'll give that poison to someone else. As much as I want to use a Bouncing Flask, this will prevent 8 damage. It's pretty significant. Hey, beautiful. It hits the sentry and removes the artifacting from that sentry. Okay, since they did so many opening attacks, we're not going to be drawing into too many... Beautiful. We're not actually going to be drawing into too many... There's another word. Wounds, yet. Or dazed, rather. Yikes. Final one's the neutralize. So I can neutralize this sentry and have it kick its stuff over. It's got 8 HP left. Yikes. Okay. And they're both dead. Beautiful. Ugh. Though, seriously. Yeah, I'm gonna need some HP somewhere. I can't continue on just these 8. Juzu Bracelet's actually really good here. None of those go into this deck. Maybe Piercing, none of those go into this deck. So now these question mark places are never... Oh, lose 7 HP to remove a card from my deck? Sure, let's do it. I hate to do this, but I am going to be resting at this camp. Get 21 HP back. Bronze Scales, beautiful. Works for my build. My idea is I protect myself while all of my poisons deal a ridiculous amount of damage. Okay, Juzu just prevented me from getting a monster encounter. Yeah, I don't want to possibly match that with another Writhe, so I'm actually going to match that with a Storm of Steel. Ooh, Flash of Steel! Yes! I got Flash of Steel. That's ridiculous. Do I want setup? If I upgrade setup, it costs 0, right? Yeah, I might want setup. Do I want neutralize? I could take it right now. No, I don't. Ah, that's Storm of Steel. I don't want Storm of Steel. Right. Let's rest again. I could upgrade Flash of Steel, just get another 3 extra damage. Upgrading neutralize is actually going to be really, really powerful against the fact that I'm about to go up against another elite. Yep, this is good. That's pretty much a perfect opening right there. Next hand, I want to have neutralize. Yeah. I think this is going to guarantee that I don't have to take another turn after this. Let's draw a strike. And we win. Awesome. I need to get my defense together, so I need things like... Oh, fuck, yes! Paper Crane, enemies with weak now deal 50% less damage rather than 25%. That's actually amazing, considering I've upgraded Neutralize already. And a regen potion means... I was just about to say footwork! I was saying we need to draw up a defense, so we need... And then I got distracted by the relic we just got. I was just about to say footwork. As much as Deadly Poison's good, footwork is necessary to keep me alive while the poisons act. This is a run! This, ladies and gentlemen, is a run. I will take as much damage as I possibly need to try and get this. I'm gonna die if I do it again. That's unfortunate. Who's the boss? Depends on the boss as to whether or not I could kill it. Guardian. I could kill the Guardian. Could I? Yeah, I could kill the Guardian with just the regen potion. So I'm trading regen potion to upgrade a card. Worth. Especially because upgrading footwork is going to make me more defensible against the enemy. Okay. Footwork. Bane. Strike. I'm going to have to pretty much miss all of my defenses next turn to not be able to defend myself here. This is 12. This is... Yeah, I actually wouldn't completely defend myself by doing that. So instead, we defend, we survivor. We do that. Unfortunate, but I did need to do that turn. Mm-hmm. Having bronze scales is actually super handy because I can get my opponent... My opponent does a lot of multi-hits, so they're gonna take a bunch of damage while hitting me. Beautiful. Deal no damage to myself. And you can see that now our health is within... Like, between Paper Crane halving the output of our opponent's hits, rather halving the damage... this is unfortunate. I'm going to have to... I mean, no, if I weaken... But I don't need to weaken. I really want to drop that Bouncing Flask, but I can't justify doing it. But between the Paper Crane halving their damage output when they're weakened, and the fact that I can weaken them for 2 turns off of a single neutralize, and the extra dex that I have, I should just be able to survive through this. I mean, I could almost completely block them here with a defend and a survivor. Alternatively, I could Pouncing Flask. I could add another 9 onto your incoming damage. You take 15 in the upcoming turn, and I Bane you, so you take another 14. You'll still be 11 points shy of transforming. So, as much as I really want to use that Bane, I shouldn't. Okay. Bouncing Flask, neutralize, and then strike. That much was pretty straightforward. Let my enemy just poison themselves out. Bouncing Flask, defend. Finally, I got to play that Bouncing Flask, the upgraded one. Just got to keep myself alive. Taking 1 HP worth of damage over this fight. That's pretty good. And the enemy dies next turn. Hell yeah. This is a really good opener. I would like more energy, so I have the ability to play both of my Bouncing Flasks on the same turn. Envenom. I mean, it's better than the other 2 on offer for me right now. It's just, I'm not going to trigger Envenom that often. I'll take it for the possible future potential of it. Oh, it has to be Philosopher's Stone. I need the extra energy. Since I can weaken enemies to halve their damage output, Philosopher's Stone, like, especially if I pick up a bunch of cards that deal weaken, Philosopher's Stone is really going to be not too big of a difference. It's just if I run into a bunch of enemies who double hit that it's going to be a real problem. Do I want to shop early? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we'll Envenom double defend, because even the strike won't do anything this turn. Thankfully, my opponent's weakened for the next turn as well. Beautiful. It's got to be Footwork, Survivor, and Bouncing Flask. Honestly, the enemy is going to deal more damage to itself than I'm going to deal to it over the course of this fight. Double block bouncing flask. Gonna bypass a lot of enemies here. If we can get... What else do I want? I really want the red mask. So if I can get the red mask event, I'm going to be pretty happy about it. Though it's going to be really, really difficult for me to win that event. I'm still going to be particularly pleased to see it. But I want the red mask so that I can destroy the artifacting of creatures when I engage them, but also if they don't have artifacting, they're affected by paper cranes, so I get a turn to set up. It's basically like an anchor. It'll protect me from a lot of damage in the first turn. Predator. Does Predator fit in this build? Why does Predator not fit in this build? Predator upgraded, though. And I've got extra energy. Yeah, I have to. Predator's just a super value pick there. Noxious Fumes, Apotheosis. Oh, fuck me. Everything here is great. I want Apotheosis the most of all right now, though. I have to. Then I kind of want Noxious Fumes, but not that much, actually. Like, I have enough other ways to put poison on my enemies. I don't want to have to set up another Noxious Fumes. It's either that or Bane. Bane's actually fine. Bane's probably better than Noxious Fumes for me right now, because it gives me the ability to instantly kill some target that's really problematic. That's when something's both troubling and problematic. Problematic, I mean, come on, don't act like you've not heard that word before. What, you haven't? Alright, that's fair. Not a word. This is why I really wanted Bane. Because it's going to add 2 poison every single time that it does its double strike. With Envenom, that is. But also, it's 20 damage for a single energy. It's there to keep me around in the long haul while I wait for my enemies to die. Like, sorry, rather, if I can't keep myself around in the long haul while I wait for my enemies to die, I'm gonna need to do something a little more proactive. Considering the fact that I have this, the Envenom in my deck, Cloak and Dagger is actually a lot better, as well as since I have Footwork. Despite not being a poison card, it makes it way in. This is really unfortunate. I'm just short of the Relic. I'm gonna go for the Elite. This is really unfortunate. You do a bunch of multi-attacks, so giving you Strength up, not good. That's 27 that you're gonna do. Shite. Lee. There we go. Protect myself against as much of it as possible. This enemy is really unfortunate for me to engage. Ouch. A lot of damage there. Thankfully, we now win. That could have gotten a lot worse. I mean, I had to use 2 potions there to get that close, right? Unfortunately. Weaken you, because I'm going to be trying to kill the Slaver in the back line as fast as possible. Speaking of, I'm going to weaken you. It's Bouncing Flask, Cloak and Dagger, because it's a value there. And then... all those hits. I'm going to need to make sure that I drop my Bouncing Flask every single time that I get one, because... like this fight is going to go on for a little while, and with the specimen, the bouncing flask is just going to get more and more powerful over the time we're here. If I Bane, that's 14 damage. No, it's Predator still. A lot of incoming damage here, though. Ouch. 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 I don't like the fact that so many of the elites on this floor are multiple enemies. I'm actually not going to be apotheosising here. Isn't that wild? This is going to cost me too much energy to do. If I Flash of Steel the back line, I actually just move 5 poison to someone else for it to activate this turn. Without wasting that much damage. In fact, I do more damage by doing that. It's kind of nice. Alright. It's going to be defend, defend. Defend Survivor actually completely protects me. So then I can get a Bane out. Beautiful. Do it on the target who's already closest to death. Okay. This fight could have gone worse, and I was expecting it to, because I still haven't got really the defense cards I was looking for over the course of this match. I hate being weakened. I was certain that was going to kill, and it took me a while there to figure out what had happened. Damn weakening! Get him. Pantograph? Sure. Dagger Spray gives me a little bit of the AoE that I'm lacking in this deck, as well as combos really well with Envenom. Fuck you. I'm desperate for that card, but I can't get it. Ugh. Let's remove another card from my deck. Another strike. Just trying to defend myself while I wait for my enemies to die. Upgrade Apotheosis, because it's real difficult to play right now. Alright. This could be the end of my life, or we could be fine. So, you know. Oh, never mind. I'm dead instantly. I've removed nothing but offense cards from my deck. And here I am. Defend, 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 defend. Survivor. Cloak and Dagger. Flash of Steel for drawing cards. Neutralize for weakening my enemy. And here I am. Incapable of blocking on the first turn, and my opponent decides to do maximum damage. I'm frankly amazed. This is the kind of shit that could only happen to me. Alright, well played. They almost never do the 23 on their first attack. They usually do a 4 and a 4, and then the turn after, sorry, a 6 and a 6, and then the turn after that they do a 6, a 6, and a 6, right? So 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, and then occasionally they'll drop their 21. It was 23 there because my opponent had 2 extra strength. That's really, really unfortunate. All right, let's do another one. And here I'm going to go a bit more balls to the walls. Okay, this is a relic. Sorry, that relic potions always drop after combat. So if I can get the... What's it called? Thopter? If I can get the Thopter from the shop, it's a relic that's only available in shops, but it only costs like 150. And it heals you for 3 every single time you use a potion, and I'm going to be using a potion pretty much every fight. So that's 3 heal per fight. And I get to choose when I use it. So it's kind of like a better version of a blood vial. It's this, and then we cut over to the right. Really unfortunate to get such harsh aggression on the first round. Here's all of my defenses still in my deck. I got one of them at least. And now, when my opponent's only attacking for a small amount, I get all of my defenses. Sometimes you have a balanced deck that draws wrong. Sometimes. Okay. I was about to say I could draw lethal, but I didn't want to jinx it. Escape plan. The other ones fit into specific deck archetypes that I don't really have. But the thing is, they're not the they are the powerful part of their specific deck archetypes after the deck is built for them. Crippling Poison isn't really that good in any case, though. But, you know, imagine, like, if you have a burst deck with Paper Crane, I can see it being powerful in that certain scenario. In fact, I've had it be powerful in that certain scenario. It's just an underwhelming amount of poison for 2 energy. Without Paper Crane, the weaken doesn't do enough to justify its cost. Backflip is the more consistent one here. Let's make the same mistakes. Threaded Needle is ridiculously powerful. Remove a card from my deck. Get that regret out of here. Totally worth what we just had. So Thread and Needle will give me 5 plated armor. Plated at the start of each combat. Plated armor sticks with you. It's a buff. And it is going to give me 5 armor at the end of every single turn. Anytime I take an instance of HP damage from an enemy attack, I will lose a charge of plated armor. So I'll only gain 4 at the end of my turn. And then less and less and less, I'm sure you can count. Okay, give me damage. I mean, I could have done a strike there. Yeah. That's my bad. That said, it's not going to make a difference. I want to get a burst and a lot of extra energy so that I can burst the Bouncing Flask. I think putting 2 Bouncing Flasks in my previous deck was probably a bad idea. Probably a bit much. Piercing Whale in here. Okay, I'm not starting this fight without a Bouncing Flask on my enemy. Sure. That was a pretty good draw there. In that it was a horrible draw, but it got all of those cards out of my way. I'm gonna get a potion at the end of this fight anyway, so I may as well use one. That strike did nothing, though. Okay. Alright. I actually could have fully defended myself without the Piercing Whale there, because of the plated armor. Forgot about that, though. With this much poison on my enemy, I'm just going to outlast them. Especially because I can just continue applying that poison, and I'm going to get it this turn as well. And even if my opponent lowers my dex and lowers my strength, that poison is not going to get less effective over the course of this fight. If I just get a bunch of defenses here, we are in the clear. I didn't, but Bouncing Flask kills, right? Yeah, Bouncing Flask strike. Awesome. That was a no damage Lagavulin as the Silent. That's ridiculous. That doesn't happen. Orid Shalcom. Okay, at the end of each turn, I get 11 block if I don't block. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to take Noxious Fumes. First Smith is going to be Bouncing Flask. I want to find non-block ways to lower damage. So Piercing Wail and Weakness are going to be both really good. But I don't want to give myself block. Otherwise, I'm going to block the effect of Orichalcum. Like, I'm already... God damn it. Now I need to use another block card. Because Escape Plan actually gave me block when I didn't want it. Damn you, Escape Plan! Just gonna burn those out of my deck because I don't need them. There's a 7 there as well. Alright, you're on 31 with 15 lost. So that's 16. So triple strike to the frontline kills, right? Yep. And perfect. Still not even gonna fight me. Bye-bye, slime. See you in hell. Poison Potion's actually pretty good. I don't really want any of these. I don't really like Calculated Gamble. It's good for getting trash cards out of your hand. I typically try and remove those trash cards from my deck, though. And then I would want to remove Calculated Gamble at the end of that. Unload? No. No, not in this deck. It's always a shame to pass up a rare card. Do want to prevent that damage more than I want the poison there, though. And Nib. It's always remove here. As much as I like upgrade, removing is so much more important. I also actually now want to remove blocks from my deck as well. Usually not my style. Because usually I'd pick up early aggression, and then in order to keep an equilibrium in my deck, I remove my my strikes. Right, so that I still have a reasonable balance of defense to aggression. Offense to defense, rather. I'm going to burn the Piercing Wail out of my deck because it's never going to be useful against this enemy. It's never actually going to be able to deal enough damage to break through my block here. Well, I mean, it can do 12 this turn. Yeah, there we go. But it's not going to. I mean, there's nothing I want to Escape Plan into. It would reshuffle my deck. It could draw Neutralize, I guess. Then I could have drawn that. But I had the full block. There was no reason. I should have actually used a Neutralize there. Would have upgraded my Pen Nib by 1 and gotten me closer to another double damage attack. Bane? Yeah, I can put 1 Bane in my deck. I was actually also having a look at that Sucker Punch, though. Okay, this shouldn't be too difficult. Piercing Wail, Bouncing Flask? Piercing Wail, Noxious Fumes? We all agree it's Piercing Wail. I'm gonna go Bouncing Flask. Gonna set me up in a position to quite easily kill these despite their large curl-up values. Wow, they all decided to attack again on this turn. That was not what I was expecting. That said, it makes no difference. Bye. Alright, now I just want to try and get 2 attacks out. Charge up that pen nib. Easily done. Nope. None of that goes in this deck. Alright, let's blow these lords up. Okay, I actually Piercing Wail here to remove their defensiveness. Then I Bouncing Flask. Or do I Noxious Fumes defend? I'm gonna Noxious Fumes defend. Bouncing Flask is 12 poison, and it triggers at the end of this turn. Noxious Fumes is 6, but now I've given my... It's ongoing, further, is the biggest part of it. But also, I've blocked to the point that my plated armor won't take a dent here. And that's pretty big. That's just another point of armor every turn that I get to keep. All to myself. This also allows my Bane to be double damage. So 28 damage to a single target right now. That's a pretty big hit. Alright. Being able to use a potion in every battle is ridiculous. It's really good. That's unfortunate. I'm actually going to take a damage here. And here I thought I was going to... Oh, never mind. I forgot. Orichalcum as well as Thread and Needle. Oops. You take 4, you go down to 3 poisons, you go down to 7 HP, and then you get 5. I'm trying to think who I strike here. I think this is correct. I've still got a bunch of other ways to deal just a tiny amount of damage in my deck. Awesome. Now if I can get 1 attack out, set myself up for another pen lib later. Beautiful. B-E-A-U-T. Oh, Bag of Marbles is really good. Bag of Marbles is also going to remove the artifacting from things as I encounter them. Blade Dance is really good for charging up the pen nib, but it doesn't really have any other place in this build right now. These guys deal 16, on their big hits, unfortunately. So I do have to Piercing Wail, as well as Bouncing Flask. And now I'm fully defended. Hell yeah. Orichalcum and Thread and Needle is not to be overlooked. That said, next floor it's not going to be that good. It's not going to... I did that in the wrong order. Next floor, I'm not going to be taking just 11 at the end of a lot of turns. I'm going to be taking like 30, and then suddenly I'm going to need to use a lot of blocks. That's a really unfortunate stance for them to both go for the giant attack there. Here goes my attack value. That's fine. I'm not going to be using that. Do you have to give all of those to that one? Just thinking, maybe you wasted a lot of your poison there. Alright, escape. Unfortunately gave me defense, so now I need to play the rest of my defense cards. I mean, not all of them, but... I didn't even need to play another one. Plated Armor had my back there. That's dumb. I should have done Neutralized Strike. I would have set myself up more for the pen nib. As the obvious... Like, it becomes obvious as I say it again and again and again. And that's even to me. I'll start to remember it. It's working its way in. It just takes time. Bane and Piercing Whale are pretty good upgrades. Noxious Fumes, though, first. Alright, the Guardian. I'm the Sand Guardian. Guardian of the Sands. Poseidon quivers before him! Fuck off! Sure, I'm gonna get a potion at the end of this, so... I've got to remind myself to use a potion every battle, but it's also worth noting that in a lot of those battles that I didn't use a potion, I also didn't have any HP loss at all. So... You know. Maybe it's not gospel. Okay. Sets up my double strike. Although the only thing I'm really going to want to double strike with is, let's be honest, Bane. Awesome. That's not Bane. $12. Hang on. Yeah, I can actually just have you go down this turn. Saves me from using the Piercing Whale there. I mean, none of those attacks really meant anything, except for charging up Pen Nib. And now that I remember that, I'm gonna attack. Get myself too close to my next Pen Nib, because that carries over flaws. Doesn't matter if I take damage there. None of these are really exciting. Closest is After Image, but even After Image is going to replace my Orichalcum. And unless I play 6 cards in a turn, it's worse. I could take Tactician and then start taking discard cards. Alright. I don't like this, though. It's Cursed Key. It's 1000% Cursed Key. Cursed Key is ridiculously powerful right now. As I said a couple episodes ago, they made it so that the curse, it doesn't give you a curse in opening a boss chest, because that used to be exploitable. But, in doing so, they halve the amount of curses it gives you. So we immediately remove one artifacting, thanks to Bag of Marbles. Then I'm going to Piercing Whale to remove another. Then I'm going to draw. Wow. Well, that was a trash draw. Obviously, I was looking for my poisons. Okay, completely defended. And this is a complete defense that is outside of having to play defense cards. And that's really, really important for exactly one reason. Because my opponent has just made me fragile. Do I want to take 4 damage here? I can just block that. It's 3 damage, actually. 3 damage is not worth one of my block potions right now. Alright, throw as many attacks as I possibly can against my opponent. Beautiful! I didn't even mean to kill him like that. I just wanted to charge up my Pen Nib. Concentrate and Dactician is a really good way to get a bunch of energy that you can't use on anything. I'm going to take Concentrate. I'm going to try and set up for a build. Yeah. Totally. Give me that HP gain. I'm going to go for the safer bet here. I've got a shop upcoming. I don't want to lose any more money. Ancient Tea Set's an okay relic. Okay. Relic. Let's have a look here. We've got Noxious Fumes. We've only got one power in the entire deck, so Mummified Hand is okay, but only okay. Apotheosis will upgrade all of my cards in my deck, which is really good, actually, considering these bites. Okay. That's actually too good to ignore now. And then I want to remove a card from my deck and possibly pick up Trip. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to remove Defense. Do I buy Trip? No, because I only use my bites to heal myself. All of the rest of my damage is pretty much going to be these poisons. So it won't really justify. Alright. I think we are out of here. Saves me some money to try and get a Ornithopter later as well, or remove another card from my deck. Smith. Upgrade Apotheosis first, obviously. Alright. I've got 3 block potions. Wow. It's a really crummy opening hand there. Just like, wow. I had 6 energy. And there was only 1 card in my hand that I wanted to play. This is why removing cards from your deck is so important. So you don't end up in that situation. Okay. And then increase yours by 3. So that frontliner is dead. Just doesn't know yet. Unfortunately, Bite is 1 short of killing either of these gremlins. One shot? Oh. More than 1 short. There we go, every gremlin. And then I get up to 16, but you're going to be dealing 27. So I'm going to use a block potion here. No incoming damage. Beautiful. Hell yes. A 1000% Apotheosis. Okay. I mean, it's definitely Bite, Double Defend, and Survivor. There's nothing else really available here. I want to make sure that that Gremlin Wizard goes down in time. Because it getting out an attack is going to make my life really difficult in defending. Okay, now that I'm guaranteed it can't get out an attack, I can hold off. Because sure, now it's all charged up, but it is also under lethal poison. You're going to take this turn summoning, which is just going to make you such an easy target. I'm going to use a Bite here, just to guarantee that the Bouncing Flask has all triggers go on the Gremlin Leader. Unfortunately, I with using that bouncing class, couldn't set up a double hit on the Gremlin leader. Bye. That was pretty damn easy, if I do say so myself. Bag of Preparation, ridiculous. That's replacing my Ring of Snake because it has the exact same effect. Nah, I don't want Cloak and Dagger in this deck. Acrobatics, though. Yeah, because I got a Tactician in this deck, and that's... I have no other card draw. Yeah, Acrobatics. Alright. Not what I wanted. I'm gonna put you on the ground, and then I'm completely protected against the rest of you, so I'm gonna get some energy. Eight incoming damage. I'm still completely protected, so I'm still gonna do setups here. Apotheosis. I mean, I'm still completely protected. Why would I use Piercing Wail? Whatever. Just set up for the kill next turn. Let's escape plan to see in case we draw something worth playing. We don't. There's my complete protection, still in action. And what? Are you dead? Yep. Everyone except the frontliner is dead now. Acrobatics, and then discard Tactician, and then I'm just gonna bite the ever-loving hell out of you. Nom 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 nom. Shouldn't have done that last hit. I just wasted Pen Nib charge. Gotta make sure that I'm a little more mindful of my actions while I have this Pen Nib. Regen's actually really powerful, so I'm gonna discard a block potion for it. Lame. Prayer Wheel. Ugh. I'm gonna upgrade Acrobatics first, because it's good for digging for Apotheosis. Hey, there's my Apotheosis. Cool, now I'm fully defended. Still opened with that big attack. Rough. That is atypical. Piercing Wail is actually going to get much better over the course of this fight, so I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to save it. Definitely using this. Concentrate only needs to discard 2 cards. So, if I discard these 2, then I can double bite and Survivor and completely protect myself. Perfect. I would take a Catalyst in this deck, but I would take no more than 1 Catalyst. It's a shame that Piercing Wail shows up in this hand. I wanted to show it, I wanted it rather to show up on a turn where my opponent was going to do a bunch of hits. Because then it completely nullifies the entire thing. Like, using it now, it would take away all of that damage. I'm not using an attack here mindfully so that I don't trigger my Pen Nib before the end of the fight. The closest to anything I want here is Blur, but I also don't want it. Okay, show me what their opener is. Lame. It's really lame. This is perfect. Do I even want to use Neutralize? Because I've still got a Bane in this deck. And that's going to be a huge nuke. But Neutralize is also 12 right now, and it weakens for 2 turns. Bane is going to be 40. Even without the vulnerability. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I just wait for the Bane. Mm-hmm. There's the Bane. It still isn't going to be great at dealing damage. Hang on. They both have the same amount of HP right now. So why kill the Mystic when I can kill the Centurion? Okay, you're down 34, and then I have 8. 8, 8, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8 is 16. It's 32, and then poison will kill you. Beautiful. And this means that I take absolutely no damage here, whereas the other route, killing the one in the back line, I would have taken 1 damage over the top. Really glad I gave that a second thought. Could have easily wasted my own time there. Fight. Fight. Then Bane. Okay, we're 2 away from our next pen nib. Closest here is backflip. And I actually do take it, yeah. I don't know why my initial reaction there was, That was such a good pick there. I can just ignore your damage for a couple turns, so I'm actually going to focus on the backline here. Save the Piercing Whale, because it'll be useful later. This isn't good. Yeah, this isn't good. I'm not going to be able to completely protect against that bird. Not unless I, triple hit it. But that's going to require me drawing a hit off the escape plan. I didn't. Alright. What's my backup strat? Do I have a backup strat? I can Apotheosis and then Survivor. That'll protect me. Concentrate. But I want to keep Clumsy in hand. So Concentrate removing 2 bites is still not good. I mean, I'll do it. Never mind, that was wrong. Because now I actually do have to discard Clumsy. Alright, that was really dumb. Monumentally stupid. No one forced me to make that decision either. I willingly dumbed. There we go. There's the Clumsy. This guy in front, buff again. That's not good. There you go. 1 damage to you, and then everything else to the Chosen in the back line. Specimen would be so good. It would have just passed on like 20 there. Am I still looking for a kill here, or am I looking to defend? I'm looking for a kill. I don't want to deal with 36. Ooh. Alright, fine, I'll defend, and then I'll just wait for the next turn. Alright. How much can I do? I can attack you once. Alright, fair enough. Still 1 extra for my pen nib, and then the enemy dies. Alright, then. Poison? It's not poison potion. It's never poison potion here. Caltrop's upgrade's actually not that bad. Because I do get hit a lot. Apotheosis Acrobatics is a really good one here. Because then I get to discard the Tactician and completely pay for the Apotheosis and the upgrade. And the backflip. It's definitely Noxious Fumes, Bouncing Flask, and then Bite. I'm gonna go for that target, make sure that the gremlin never gets an action here. If I'm smart about the order in which I kill these, I can make sure my opponent doesn't summon and tries to buff people that are about to die. I'm gonna drink a Dex potion and then use my backflip here. Okay. Actually completely defended now. So I don't want to concentrate. Alright, good. This is really, really, really good, because Bane is one of the last cards in my deck. And we get to just blow the opponent up here. How about 40 damage? That seems pretty good, right? As much as I love these bites for the fact that they can heal me up, I don't know if any of these bites has ever healed me up, because I think I've just been protected since I got them. My low max HP is a concern, but I don't think it's enough of a concern for me to change any of my behaviors. I don't want that shield gremlin around for too long. This way it's going to die after this turn. And the gremlin wizard is definitely going to die before it gets an action. So now I can just focus on the gremlin leader in the back line. Yikes. It's acrobatics. And drop that tactician. And there we go. You can see that the shield gremlin died on time, and now the gremlin wizard's gonna die here. Well, I mean, it would have. A little late for Juzu, but sure. Footwork's really good. Is it? Yeah, I'm actually not using Orichalcum anymore, am I? I'm playing a lot of defenses, and since I've got a backflip in my deck, I'm definitely playing a lot of defenses. Sure. We've grown out of Orichalcum. Orichalcum is fine. It's good. It's there for you in the early game, but don't rely on it later. The things that I now smith, because I have Apotheosis in my deck, the things that I now smith are going to be the things that I will always play the first time I encounter them. like, powers. I wish I could have poisoned the enemy here, because that would be so huge for this Bane. Could have been something. Oh, well, this turn plays itself. Completely protect myself. Burn a card out of my deck that isn't going to have much usefulness. Going onwards. Everyone takes 5 damage trying to hit me. And then they take 3 poison damage at the start of the next turn. It's great. Now this, on the other hand, not great. It's going to kill one of you. Save myself 9 damage that way. God, the specimen would be so good right now. Takes 11. I shouldn't need to use the regen potion over the course of this fight, but I'm terrified I might have to. I would really like to keep it. Okay, it hit the wrong target once. In fact, a couple times. I could have completely ignored this torch head and still been fine. We'll concentrate. Move these two. And then just bite the president a little. Fine, fine. This vulnerability's not fun, but my opponent's going to be summoning this turn anyway. Not too pleased about the fact that I got Bane before my pen nib, but at the very least, I've only got 1 card left in my deck, so I might draw an attack and Bane this turn. Really? That's ridiculous. I didn't draw an attack and Bane. I only drew Bane, making it impossible for me to actually use Bane with the double effect from pen nib. Alright, there you go. Summon another one. Try and buff it this turn, sure. I'm already defended, so I'm just going to go all out aggression. I could concentrate, remove 2 cards from my hand, then Survivor, but again, that's not necessary. It's not actually providing to me any benefit. I don't get any benefit from discarding. I don't get any benefit from playing all the cards in my hand, or playing extra cards at that rate. Beautiful. Now I just want to play 2 attacks next turn. All I gotta do. Beautiful. Make sure my pen nib's set up. Enemy dies to the poison. Catalyst would still be really good. Come on, game. It's around time. Burst, burst. It's 1000% burst. It's 1000% burst. Burst that bouncing flask. Burst that escape plan. Burst that acrobatics. Burst that backflip. It's burst. Ooh. Okay. This is different. I'm thinking it might be Astrolabe. No, but my deck's already built in a certain style. But if I did Astrolabe, I could just remove Tactician and Concentrate. Concentrate's not really doing anything in this deck so far. I can remove Concentrate and 2 defense. No, but I usually have enough defense. I don't want to remove that. I could go Runic Pyramid, draw 1 fewer cards a turn. Then I'm going to need more draw in my deck, like Acrobatics and Backflip. But I already have Burst to add on top of that. Sure. Sure. This is so that I can make sure that I have the combo pieces that I actually want in hand at the right time by just holding them. Alright. Start here, cut over. I'm going to go for 2 elites. Well, I'm fully defended now. Unfortunate that all the powers I want are still in the deck, but sure. That said, I do get to keep these, so... This hand isn't getting worse. Drawing is pretty much always going to be a fine thing for me. After a piercing well, there'll be 8 incoming damage. So that's pretty good. I'm going to use a Bane here. And a Defend, because I need to get some cards out of my hand to make space for the other ones I'm going to draw. Having Runic Pyramid is going to make it a lot more obvious, rather, which cards aren't really pulling their weight in this deck. Give me Apotheosis. Ouch. Still can't get Apotheosis for the life of me. There's my 24 block. Gotta make sure I'm completely protected. Life isn't easy to come by. It's not like I can consistently get it from all these regen potions that I have. Oh, should have used a drink. Should have drunk that earlier. Burst, Bouncing Flask. But I'm gonna need to use a defense this turn if I want to be fully defended. I've got to use Concentrate first there, because if I don't, then Concentrate will also be Burst, which will just discard all the cards in my hand. Awesome. Adrenaline is going to go really well in this deck if I can find it. Adrenaline Burst always just goes ridiculously. Adrenaline always just goes ridiculously. It's an amazing card. Unfortunate that now I actually do take some damage. Oh, no, I don't. The first hit will kill you. Hey, that's ridiculous. Bye-bye forever. No, siree. None of those go in this deck. 3 question marks, then the boss. No, but I need to go on the hard left here. No, yeah, I need to go on the hard left here to cut in. Yeah. Because I don't value rest as much as I value question mark spaces at this point, especially since I have Juzu. Okay, I'm 2 away from the big hit. Everything's upgraded. This is great play. Great. Great order to be working with. Footwork noxious, definitely. It's unfortunate this won't kill. Take 4 damage. I mean, I'm gonna heal the 4 damage back up with these bites, so fine. Giant hit. Concentrate's still a dead card almost all of the time in this deck. It was a bad pickup. I thought I was going to go for a more... what's the word for it? Discard-focused build, but I totally didn't. Like, that immediately left. So I'm going to allow this little fire orb to put a burn in my deck. Because the extra damage I get to get out will start getting us towards removing this Flame Bruiser for good. I definitely burst the escape plan. Probably backflip too. Yeah. I can concentrate to remove 2 of those. Hey, look, concentrate did something. I'm gonna drop the piercing whale because it's not actually gonna do anything. Alright, what do I need? Tiniest... In fact, no damage next turn. I don't need anything. As long as I don't take damage to a burn this turn, I'm fine, so... Just to be safe, I'm gonna drop those. I also should have acrobated to try and get closer to my Pendib charge. Closest one here for me is Dagger Spray, but it doesn't really comport with the way that this run is going. Ooh. Lose a single bite? Sure. Their value in this deck right now, they're not actually part of the deck. They've healed me 4 HP so far, and I've had them for a very long time. It's 18 incoming damage. So if I use both my defend and discard, defend and survive rather. I get to protect myself here. Unfortunately, that's a super weak draw, though. I haven't gotten any of my powers active. And I didn't get any of my draw to draw into said powers. Completely defended. We're getting closer to the explosive blowing up there. Really gonna need access to those powers now. There we go. I wish I had a debuff to apply to the Spheric Guardian to remove that artifact, so then I could hit it with the Piercing Whale, but that's unfortunately not the case that I am currently finding myself in. So I'm going to take some damage here. 3 total. But as soon as we get the Apotheosis on the bite, that's going to heal us up. There we go. Apotheosis, Burst, Acrobatics. Discard Tactician. Sorry, I had to mute myself for a sneeze. And... defend. Start blowing you up. I'm a dumb, stupid idiot. That was obviously the wrong order. I was like, oh, I'll use Survivor afterwards, but I forgot that I was about to kill it, and it wasn't going to matter in just a second. Burst escape plan. Bite. Bite. See, if I now bite, then concentrate, the concentrate will just burn all the rest of my cards because I still have burst active. So that's not good. So I have to defend myself right now. Lame. Well, at least I get to use my bites next turn. I'm just saving these so I can just spam them out, get myself a bunch of HP back. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still safe, and I'm back on full HP. Easy manipulation of the deck. There are obviously still some things in this that could kill me. Donu and Decker are going to have a bit of a rough time. No, they're not. Hang on. Donu and Decker are actually probably the most potent against me right now. Huh. Leg sweep's actually probably a really good idea to pick up in this deck right now. So the reason Donu and Decker are really good is because my maximum HP is tiny, and Donu and Decker actually have hits that are going to be more than my max HP when all totaled up. That's going to suck. Let's upgrade a card. Burst. Again, I upgrade the things that I'm likely to play before I get Apotheosis. I mean, I don't need to weaken this one. I'm actually completely protected against it as well. I should have done all of my stuff on the frontliner though. The damage on the frontliner. But I haven't done any damage yet. It's fine. Save Bane for when it's actually targeting someone that's poisoned. These burns are going to roughen up my deck somewhat fierce. Not the one I wanted you to hit, bud. Not even slightly. Alright. Time to take a little bit of damage. Ouch. Alright. Apotheosis. Still a burst in there. Didn't get it. Piercing Whale is going to reject a hell of a lot of damage incoming here. I'm trying to decide what to concentrate to remove. Do I put Clumsy back in my deck? I think I might put Clumsy back in my deck. Because I need to go fast here. No benefit being slow. These enemies are getting 3 strength every single turn. It's not good. Yikes. Now we got trouble. That was a really shitty draw, and it didn't have any draw cards in it. Now we've just got a bunch of fucking burns left in our deck. Yeah, we're dead. I was fearing this exact kind of thing happening. That's why I wanted to rush down this Orb Walker. I'm not dead, actually. Drop both of those, and I'm very slightly alive. But now I'm dead. Yeah, I could see this off in my not too distant future. That this build was never going to be fast enough to kill both of these. Short of pen nib on the first turn when they were vulnerable from the bag of marbles. Full set? What's full set? What is full set? Beyond elites killed. I mean, Beyond is an area, City's an area, Exordium's an area. Those all make sense for themselves. Perfect. Full set? I have no clue. It's actually really interesting. I want to see what that is. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time in some other ridiculously slow poison build that dies, and then there's another ridiculously slow poison build that also dies. Goodbye, Janine.